You are now tuned in to We Invest Different Podcast, where we have high-level conversations. I'm Mr. John Michael Best.
And I'm Victor Thomas II.
Let's tap in. On conversation number 41, we discuss, does money bring more problems or are you the problem with money? Sounds funny, but seriously, does money bring more problems? Tap in. Thank you for tuning in to another conversation of We Invest Different Podcast. I'm co-host Mr. John Michael Best.
And I'm your other co-host, Victor Thomas II.
And it's good. It's a pleasure to be back. You already know what time it is. We finna get into some conversation of consciousness. How you doing today, King Vic?
Doing good, man. Doing good, man. A little drained a little bit, but other than that, I'm cool, man. How about you?
I'm well, bro. I don't feel tired at all, even though the last couple of nights I ain't been getting that much sleep. But I think I'm starting to learn more about my sleep too. Like, I think if we get effective sleep, you don't have to have that much of it. So, like, when I mean by effective sleep, I mean like, okay, no TV or less TV, or like going to sleep in a meditative state. Like, that allows you to get quality sleep, even though you might not have slept 3, 4, or 5 hours. You still feel like you got enough rest, to still be productive throughout the day. So definitely, man, I feel pretty well. I'm learning that. I'm learning how to control, what I'm saying, and tell my body what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, sleep good tonight.
Yeah, right.
Your body will do it exactly what you tell it to do. But you got to just have that consciousness. Like, okay, like the other night, right? I'm working on remembering my dreams and stuff, because I feel like dreams are very connected to the subconscious mind. And I'm working on being more in control of my subconscious. So I think dreams are a way for us to access that control. But I know that's a whole different conversation. But I told myself the other night to remember what I dreamed about, because I haven't been remembering my dreams. But I commanded myself to remember, and I did. So that showed me that we have a power within ourselves to command things, to act, to move. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, that authority, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm just learning how to do that in the most positive way, in my life.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, brother. So tapping into the topic at hand, which is, does more money mean more problems? Does more money mean more problems? I think that's a discussion that we can have, and I think it's gonna be a good discussion, because it's so many different perspectives when it comes to money. First of all, like, let's just go ahead and get that out the way, because a lot of people think it's righteous to go about, money, all means necessary. So it's like the accumulation of money does changes your environment.
Yeah, right.
So I do, honestly, me speaking, like, I personally feel like, yes, money does bring more problems. And like, we can, like, we can both give our spiel on why, support our answers. But I want to get your answer first before we dive into why we answer the way we answer. I just want to get what yes or no. Do you feel like more money means more problems?
Man, that's one that I always struggle with. I ain't gonna say struggle with, but I went back and forth with in my mind. And in this very moment, I had the thought that I've never had, which is to really ask the question, me personally, what do I consider a problem, first of all? Because I know sometimes when I think about it, I just imagine it being, of course, more responsibilities, more accountability when it comes to getting the money and maintaining the money. But, can I say that that's a problem? But if I'm looking at it from the point of it just being more responsibilities with the money, then I would say no, it's not more problems.
Shoot, man. Excuse me, I had walked away, but I heard everything that you said. So,
Yeah.
um, bro, that was a good perspective. I never thought about that because a problem for one person isn't a problem for the next always. So
Right.
that threw a curveball. I never even thought about that aspect. But in my opinion, like yes, money does bring more problems. Now, um, sometimes, like you said, the problem that we get might not be a bad problem to the point where we want to throw away all of our money. But
Right.
I feel like there are some problems that come with money that can't be avoided, and it don't necessarily mean that because you got money you're a bad person or anything like that. I just feel like it really depends on who you are as a person. Because check this out, I'm gonna give a little, I'm gonna create a picture, I'm gonna create a vision, because it's like most of the time in our culture, like due to observation, like due to observing someone who has, massive success financially, most of the time in our culture we try to stay the same, and I think that that's what brings the problem. I think you need to grow and elevate with your money. Like
Mhm.
a lot of us, a lot of us want to elevate in money and financial success and financial gain, but we don't want to elevate in life.
Mm.
So it's like you still doing the same things, you still got the same habits, you still hang around the same people, and that's what lead to more problems. Meaning like, okay, you're more prone to getting robbed, you're more prone to getting caught into negativity because we're so fixated on being accepted by our peers in the hood.
Mhm.
And honestly, I feel like you don't have to leave the hood to elevate the hood. To elevate, you can still be in the hood and have money. This is what I personally believe. You can still be in the hood and have money, but it's all about what you're doing in the hood with the money. So I think we just have to change the narrative in terms of, who we are when we get money. Because it's like, yeah, if you stay the same, if you still keep doing the same things that can potentially put you in harm's way or put you in situations that could screw what you got going on up, then of course it's gonna bring you more problems. But if you elevate your life as just like your money is elevating, then your mindset will be changing as well. So now you on a whole nother frequency. So now you like, okay, how can I elevate my hood? How can I
Let me ask you a
elevate?
question though. Hold on, before you keep going, I want to get clarity. What do you mean by elevate your life? Like, what does that look like in getting more money?
Okay, let's say like you start making a lot of money. Now, then you start thinking about the stuff that you actually know. Because just because you got money don't mean you have knowledge. So what I mean by elevation, I mean like you start learning new things. You start exposing yourself to new things in a good way. So
Mhm.
that brings the elevation that I'm speaking of that will like attract a better lifestyle. So then you can show others and bring others along with you, because you're in the community, not only just pouring money into the community, but now you elevating the community through mindset as well. Like, cause we gotta elevate not only financially, but we gotta also elevate mentally. And you have problems when you elevate financially and don't elevate mentally. So
Mm.
that's why I see that money does bring more problems in that way.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely can see that. It's almost like a clash
Mm-hmm.
because in the hood, it's really not. It really ain't a place for financial success. So I can see that being a bit of a tug of war, if you will, coming in to an environment that's not really, success driven or, you know, able to live with that type of money. If I'm saying that smooth, all my thoughts are coming together as I'm talking because I never thought this deep into it, but I can see it being an issue trying to take this mind frame and fit it into this one. You know what I mean? I can see that definitely being a problem and creating problems. And even, like the problem, like what you said before, like getting robbed. But see, that wouldn't happen if a motherfucker wasn't trying to put himself in areas where he could get robbed. You know what I mean? And it just go back to what you said, like trying to stay the same. And I think that's a big part of it. It's like we have to be prepared. And I think sometimes people get the money and they may not necessarily be prepared to a degree to keep them problems from presenting themselves. And I think that's what the real issue is. Poor preparation. Because you see a lot of people that I've heard say more money, more problem, be people that came out the hood and came up like that.
Right.
I never heard it come from somebody that was like, for example, just to look at the opposite end of the spectrum, somebody that was born into wealth. You know what I mean? Somebody that grew up with parents that had trust funds for them and that kind of stuff. I never hear them say more money, more problems.
Exactly.
I only hear that come from the hood folks. So that's what make it hard for me to really be like, yeah, it's more money, more problem. Cause I don't want to set myself up for that reality. You feel me?
For sure, bro. For sure. It definitely is a mindset. And I think it keeps us away from our people because we already expect to get more problems when we get money as melanated people. We already know, like, as soon as you get some bread, you're a target, not to just, okay, like the white man quote, but you're a target in your own community because of the poverty mindset. And I think that's what, like I said, like the poverty mindset is what brings the problems. So we have to reinforce the mind when we become financially successful. And I hope that we start working on our mindset first. And that's the reason why we invested for podcasts, because that's the main and most important factor of it all. If you don't have the mindset of a millionaire, then you're gonna go back to being your money is gonna always come back to meet your level of intellect.
Facts. They had a whole show I remember they had a show a while ago about people that hit the lottery.
Yeah.
And it was just showing how these folk were going broke like within a year, bro. I'm talking about these folk him for like 50 million, 100 million, and then be broke like next year.
Golly, bro.
Like how? I mean, I know how. You feel me? That mind wasn't ready for that paper, man.
But it's also like too, like we chase things so much. That's what a lot of problems come from too. Like it's so many different perspectives of how money can be an issue if you're not whole internally. Because it's like a lot of the times we try to use money to cover up our hurt and our pain. And that's a big problem. That's a big no-no because money can't solve pain. Money
In
can
what ways have you seen people do that though? Like in what ways have you seen people try to, chase things and also cover up they hurt with the money? Like what are some examples of that?
I mean, I can even be transparent with myself because money is money. It don't necessarily have to be a whole lot of money because like it's all about your mindset and your view of money. Because you can have a little bit of money, but idolize money just the same way as a millionaire. So like y'all have the same mindset, but y'all just don't have the same financial success.
Right.
So it's like I was at a point where, like I said on a couple episodes ago, I was depriving myself from feeling peace, feeling joy, because I didn't have money. So it's a deeper problem than just not having money. Why do I feel like I have to wait to have peace, joy, and love in my life? Because I don't have no money. So that's a deeper problem. So I think that we try to cover things up from how we really feel, like emotionally. And so I've seen that in myself. That's why I say, that it's possible to try to use money to cover up your internal issues. And when we do that, it's a more problems coming, because now you're going to put yourself up to be disappointed. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get disappointed because your trust is in the wrong place.
Real talk. And it's almost like following that course of action, you can end up being dependent on something that can be taken away in the blink of an eye.
Exactly.
For real. Yeah, that's a big problem. I can see that. I can see that being an issue a lot, man.
For sure, brother. And also too, like I know like it ain't much more we can say about this topic. So like letting the conversation naturally flow. You know what I'm saying? I know like we can't drag this topic out, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's really a straight to the point topic. Because it really you only can evolve by your level of exposure. And it's like we have to leave. I made a mental health reel through MH10 page the other day, and I seen a rapper. I seen a whole person that's a millionaire, bro. He got on a radio show and admitted that he suffered from depression. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and two, he said that one of the main causes of men's depression is environmental stress. So I began to, like think about some of the ways that I dealt with my depression or my anxiety, and like I remember when I didn't never leave Riverdale Road. So like a lot of our like mental problems comes from like not seeing much out of life.
Mm-hmm.
So off the rip, just by changing your environment, you know what I'm saying? You change what you know, you change your level of exposure, so you get more opportunity to learn and apply more information. So it's like when you put yourself in situations like that, your outcome is different because your outlook will change. Your
Right.
your outlook always changes your outcome.
Word. And I just want to piggyback, man. Like just going back to the main topic. Like that's an important piece. Being conscious of that. You feel me?
Yeah, brother.
Like you just said, trying to stay in the same environment, it'll clash. But also, I saw that same clip that you just mentioned, and what popped in my mind was the environment being the people around us as well,
Right.
just
Right.
the people, and people. It's a Joe in North Carolina, it's a Joe in South Carolina, it's a Joe in Florida. You feel me?
Right.
We can change locations, but are we gonna get around them same type of people?
Man, yes, so that's a huge point. And I'm definitely gonna make this a spotlight because that was a huge point in this conversation because man, that matters because energy matters and we all have auras and we all attract things based on what we feed ourselves and what we release out of ourselves. So like you can be this person that's like trying to do better, but you got six other people around you that's not trying to do better. So it's like, yeah, you gonna your energy is gonna get drawn out because first of all, you're the person in the group that's different. So people gonna feed towards you, opposites attract.
Mm.
So you're gonna always be the one that's giving out energy, and they're gonna be the ones sucking your energy up. So it's like you can replenish yourself every day, but like you won't be able to grow. You're gonna stay in the same place because they draining you every day. You can't really elevate unless they start changing their minds and y'all elevate together.
Right.
But if y'all not elevating together, y'all gonna either stay the same or go backwards.
Real talk.
So that's
Real talk.
crazy, man. So
So how would you deal with like trying to? How would you deal with trying to help somebody elevate if need be? You know what I'm saying? How would you go about that?
help somebody elevate,
Yeah.
bro. There's so many simple ways to elevate. Like you can just read a page a day.
I
Read a
don't talk
go.
about helping somebody else elevate.
That's what I'm talking about.
What you would
Right.
read a page to them every day, or what you
No,
suggest?
themselves, right? Like, first of all, I need to have more information. Like, who am I talking to, right? I would talk to this person, like get to know them a little bit. Like
Mm-hmm.
for them, like, cause you gotta know yourself. Like you gotta learn a little bit about yourself before you can direct yourself. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like you need to ask yourself some questions. What do I like? Like you need to really sit down with yourself and give yourself time to like for your brain to work for you. So for your mind to start kicking in. Cause a lot of people don't think for themselves.
I'll tell
So
you.
so that's the first step. You got to start thinking for yourself. So sit down and like, okay, what do I want to do?
Boy,
Now,
that's
even if
that's the question. Hold on, woo. That's the number one question, cuz. That motherfuckers don't really sit down and ask, bro. What do I really want to do? I had to emphasize that one, bro. Had to emphasize that one, bro. Because you
Hey,
know how people do, bro. We see somebody else doing something, and it's like, oh yeah, I'll try this. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But we don't never sit down. What do I CEO here, tapping in. I just wanted to remind all of our supporters and all of our listeners to share our podcast and encourage everybody to subscribe and get these great conversations. Back to the show. Want to do? What do I, bro? That's a question that doesn't get asked enough, bro. For real. For real. So many, because you know, most people are followers, bro. And I ain't speaking to that percent of the community. But that's what just most people gonna just do. That's just the way the world's set up, bro. A lot of folks gonna be followers. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
But for that select group that's like on that fence, that's like, I know it's something that I need to be doing, but this is comfortable, you know, going with the crowd and you know, just doing what other folks doing. It's comfortable, but you on the fence, sit down and be like, what do I really want to do? Really look at what you are already good at. You know what I mean? Look at this. Look over your life and see, you know, little small spaces you might have had some successes, stuff that you would shit that you would do for free. That would have really come down to what a motherfucker willing to do for no money.
Facts.
That's the key, bro. So I'm glad you said that. That's an important part of that process of trying to help somebody elevate. Ask them or tell them to ask themselves, what is it that they want to do? Heavy right there, cuz. Heavy, man.
And too, bro, like when you ask yourself, like, because I ask myself questions and I don't get answers right off the bat. We have to understand that we have to also be patient with ourselves because we haven't been in this space.
Come on. Hold on. Cuz. You going too fast, man. Patience for that answer, man. I just want to put emphasis on that, man. My bad. Go ahead.
True that.
Because you said we ain't never been in this space before. My bad for cutting you off.
Yeah, like I took a sip of coffee, so that's the reason why I paused like that. Mm-hmm. But definitely, we got to be patient with self because nothing happens overnight. Even who you are right now didn't happen overnight. Yes, who you are right now is a collection of all of the years of your life that you was living. And your DNA, your genetics, your past, like your past codes, like your family, your tradition, your generational experiences is in you too. Mm-hmm. So it's like, bro, all of this stuff takes time and all of this stuff takes consistency because we've never tapped in, especially if it's your first time becoming conscious of yourself, you still in learning. Like you don't even know all of your powers yet. It's just like on like the movies, right? Like the X-Men. A lot of the people didn't know what powers they had. So they went to school to learn how to control their powers and make use of it. Mm-hmm. So it's all it is. Like you're training yourself, you're learning yourself so you can train yourself how to use your powers. And that's wisdom. Wisdom is knowing how to use knowledge.
Yes, sir.
So all of the stuff that we learn, right? The stuff that we're talking about, the elevation, the innovation of the mind, like all of this stuff that we're talking about, it gives you the power, you know, to do things. But if you don't tap into like learning yourself and learning like what things are, because man, there's so many things that we can learn that'll help us open our minds.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Man. I can't, man. I can't put enough emphasis on reading, bro. And that's because I spent so much time not wanting to read, just being transparent. I couldn't stand reading, bro. Like with a passion, bro.
Why?
Now I'm opening myself up to it. I'm seeing like the true value of actually reading. You know what I mean? Just read something.
Right.
Cause it's in there, man. I'm talking about you can read one paragraph, bro, and it could just change the way you see life, like from there, bro.
Exactly, bro. I believe that too, bro. Mm-hmm. I believe that too. It opens the mind. Reading is a way to open the mind because it increases brain activity.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think we just don't use our brain, bro. And society is not a help to that. Because society promotes not using your brain. It wants you to be a zombie, bro. And that's what we are becoming by using the phone. Like, man, I can get into some deep conversation. It's really deep. It's a real warfare going on.
Mm-hmm.
And like it's even electrical warfare. Like
Mm.
it's electrical warfare as well. Like we thinking that these folks gonna use guns and knives. Like they been got off of that.
I'm telling you.
So
And then we worth more. We worth more alive than dead, man.
Come on now.
They ain't got no reason to kill us if they can make $1 off of us.
Not all of the they can't kill off all. That's why they got population control. Like they only want to kill a percentage.
Yeah.
You know, they can't kill the majority. You only can kill a percentage because they know that the system was based off of us people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So but like, man, that's a whole nother conversation. But yes, man, I think this was a great discussion,
Right.
you know, about, money bringing problems, bro, because sometimes money ain't the problem, you be the problem.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's
bro.
it. And I think we become the problem when we don't explore these things before the money come.
Yes,
The
sir.
stuff like what I want to do, or having patience with ourselves, and giving our minds time to be minds. You know what I mean? When we neglect that part, of course problems are gonna show up. They're gonna show up even if we didn't have riches.
Nah, for real, it's inevitable. It's an inevitable part of life.
Mm-hmm. And I think because when you got the money, it just seems a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? More extreme, if you will.
Right.
It's like you attaching something that's so important to you to your problems at this point. The money. You know what I mean? So it seemed like it's worse, but yeah, you'll still have them same problems, even if you didn't have 5 million in the bank.
Man, what? That's so true. That's why rich people get sick.
I'm telling you.
Like it don't even matter. Like money doesn't change your life. If you understand what I'm saying. Like money brings things into your life, but it don't change your life. I think we got to stop saying that. Oh yeah, like my life got changed when I started making a whoop amount of money a month. Like that was just brought into your life. Like,
right.
And that's why I didn't solve none of your problems, because you brought it into your life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not supposed to create your life. But definitely, man, great conversation. So we just gonna go ahead and lead into our next segment of Question Us, which is like a gem or something that we can tell the people that we learned recently so they can take some value from the show. Of course, the conversation was valuable, but this in particular is gonna be like a bar that we can go out with.
Hey, mine ain't no big bar, so I'll let you go second. But what I done learned today was what you said about using that torch to get off some rust. I think that's very valuable. Very valuable. For real, for real. Real talk, but you just don't know. I'm keeping that one.
Bro, I believe it. That's what I'm saying. Like through this whole process, I done learned a lot. And I think that's probably why I don't feel drained. Like my energy don't feel drained, because I decided to not let this keep me down, but to take this as a learning experience. Because I think a lot of the times we can't grow because we don't want to admit to ourselves that we did something wrong. That keeps you from growing. When you don't admit that you did something wrong, you can't grow to the next level. So like I have to admit that I need to fix stuff early. That's what made me more. I was able to receive the message. That's why I was able to receive the message from this situation, because I acknowledged that I should have fixed it earlier. Like if I kept going against what was going on and playing the blame game, I would be in aggressive and I would be in anger energy right now. But because I know that I was a part of the problem and I admit that and I relinquish that, I released that negative energy because I admitted to myself and forgave myself that it happened. I I don't have wasteful energy. I don't have energy of waste connected to the experience.
Right.
So yeah, bro,
Yeah,
I tapped in.
for sure.
But one thing I learned is another thing that I learned. I already knew it, but this is like a reconfirmation.
Mm-hmm.
Is that you gotta be persistent at all times. Like you gotta keep going regardless. And you have to keep going because time doesn't stop, God doesn't stop, heart doesn't stop. Like if your heart doesn't stop, then why are you stopping?
Right. Right.
So and everything that's living, bro. I'm talking about the trees, the plants, the flowers. Everything is continuing to move. Everything. So it's like when you become stagnant, you become an enemy of your environment. You become an enemy of the physical realm. Like you going against the grain. Everything else is moving. Why you stand still?
Right.
You fighting against the current.
Real talk. Gotta get with that flow, man.
And yeah, you gotta get with that flow. So hey, did you tap into the live we did on dreams?
No, I ain't had a chance to yet, man. You know, I've been so busy over here, man.
Man, when you get time, slide through it for a few. Cause it's like now I know like everything, it was a discussion. Like I won't say what was said right or what was said wrong. It was a discussion.
Mm-hmm.
So we did tap into, like the subconscious mind, what dreams may mean, sleep paralysis, REM sleep, lucid dreaming. Um, you already know I have to tap into the pineal gland, all of that stuff because it's interconnected. The subconscious mind, the pineal gland, dream, all of that is connected because sunlight is a very pivotal part of our balance. And like memory depends on our balance as well. Because when you're throwing off balance, it's hard for us to remember stuff.
Mm.
Being in balance help you remember things.
Mm.
So yeah, bro, all of this stuff is so connected. The body is just a system of connection, bro. And it's supposed to be aligned. But man, it's so much stuff that has us out of alignment. And that's why we have work to do on ourselves every day. Because we don't intentionally feed ourselves negativity, but it's constantly coming at us at frequencies that we can't uh deny. Like they exist and we can't do anything about it because it's people putting them out. It's frequencies being put out on a large scale that's not beneficial for us. So we have to always be in motion to release unwanted things. If we're not repenting every day, if we're not in the mirror every day, if we're not trying to grow every day, then a lot of the stuff gonna be collected. Like we're gonna be collecting junk, we're gonna be collecting waste. And that's why I feel like we have up moments and down moments, right? We have up weeks and down weeks is because one week we might be not letting things get to us. And then the next week we might let something get to us.
Right. You gotta keep that fight going, man. That's what I learned. That's a discipline in itself.
Mm-hmm.
For real.
It is, man. So leading on to our next segment of the financial theme of the month. And we coming to a close. This is the last Saturday, I believe. Is this the last Saturday of the month?
Yep.
Yep, definitely the last Saturday of the month. So this will be the last financial theme of the month for the month of November. Which is apply faith to your finances. Because like I said before, your finances don't belong to you. If you feel like they do belong to you, then they do. But in reality, all things move because of God, and like the opportunities that you were able to get your finances came from his power. So it's like even if your mind says that it belongs to you, it in your perspective it does, but in reality it doesn't belong to you. So I'll just leave that there because I can further explain what I mean. But as you can see, my young king has arisen, and he's not taking no for an answer. He ain't taking no for no answer, bro. He's tenacious. I'm trying to tell you, he's tenacious. Just like me, bro.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, man. I thank everybody for tuning in to conversation number 41. Appreciate King Vic. That's a powerful name, King Victor. For being an assistant, man, for being a fellow alley hooper.
All right. You already know, man. I'm built for it.
Yeah. So I'm co-host Mr. John Michael Best.
And I'm your other co-host, Victor Thomas II.
And we'll see y'all next week for episode conversation number 42. We will be talking to a queen about life insurance, what to do with life insurance, the benefits of having life insurance, and other things that most people don't know about life insurance that can be beneficial to our families in the future. So tap in. More than likely, we will be on Facebook Live. So, be there. Come learn something, get a notepad, and we're gonna do it big.
All right.
And the Two Kings is out.
Peace.
Financial Fashion Network is a platform we have created to host events and build community by creating content that promote personal development, financial awareness, and mental health. And it's our main goal to be a motivating force to everyone in the world. Now, if you want to support our brand, you can go to www.fnfstore.com and you can find our apparel and you can, support the brand. Take a look at our hoodies, take a look at our joggers. It's getting ready to get cold. So if you see something you like, you can actually get 10% off your first order by using discount code FNF10. Thank you. Are you stressed, anxious, or depressed? Well, here's some good news for you. We started a mental health movement called MH10, and we encourage people to pay more attention to their mental health. So do this for us. Take at least 10 minutes per day to take a walk in nature, a jog, run, or just meditation to decrease your stress, because stress is one of the leading causes of chronic physical and mental illnesses in the body. So if you want to join the movement, you can also post on social media, post your 10 minutes by using hashtag MH10 or Mental Health 10 Minutes.